My names are Victor Nyagaya, the CEO of the Lake Region Economic Bloc, and we are here beginning last night for the training that begins this morning on the science of early childhood development. It is a program that we are partnering as LREB. We are partnering with PayMet, Aga Khan University, Institute of Human Development, and other players around. And we are here together with our 10 pillars, meaning 10 CECs, each from every other county. And the main thing for this training is to support capacities in our various counties in the block, so that we are able to nurture and bring in capacity to our citizenry on how to support a child from zero conception to 8 years. We have learned that when you fail to put in proper foundation for children, no matter how best of the schools you take them to, it is zero work, because they lost it from the beginning. So we are trying to work out in such a way that we catch them when they are born, so that it makes the growth and the life of parents and children very easy as they pick it up in the later years.
And I'm happy that everybody is wondering, why my sector? Why climate change? Why water? Why land? Tourism? Why not just health and education? So this is the only foundation that if we invest smartly, as we are going to hear, it will give us better results, and it's evidence-based. And therefore, we had to change the game. We have changed 2 games. One is to work as a team, multisectoral, from the county to LREB to the national level.
And back in Sierra, many people have become ambassadors of Nurturing Care program, not only the executive arm, but also in our county assembly, and we also brought on board members from national government, and these are people who have gone through sensitization and training, and they understand the program, and they like it, they talk about it, and maybe that's what has seen us grow. So we are also happy when the other counties also came on board, so that we continue spreading the good gospel of nurturing care. And you need to provide your children with the good foundation as they grow. And science will tell us that the most important period in child development is the first 1,000 days. And if things don't work right there, then they may never work well, or you will spend a lot more to make things work thereafter. Expectant mothers should be handled with a lot of care, so that you safeguard the life and interest of the unborn baby. And this is part of the gospel that we should be spreading to ensure that these children get the best from the time of conception to the early days in their life, so that they become responsible people in future.
Why we are doing that is that we have realized that the development of a child education-wise begins at that early age. Very well developed children, nutritionally, education-wise, environment-wise, and all the aspects in development of a child.
I want to say that myself, I am already an ambassador.
If we were to pick models of countries that have done well, at the back end, it is a very clear focus on child development and the educational system. Those two go together to transform the human, who will then be able to fulfill the plans. So I think, as my 2 learned colleagues have mentioned, as the planners, we need to put in money with long-term thinking that corresponds to what we want to see as outcomes.
It's not just the absence of illness and disease and maladies. It is ensuring that there is physical, psychological, and emotional well-being of the child. And it's not just well-being, but demonstrable. It can be seen. Now, we also mentioned that there are do's and don'ts to demonstrate good health. And we just gave a few examples, like the environment where you are shouting there, that one is just not healthy for the child. That's an example.
In every organization, there should be a breastfeeding room or a child care center where the mother can leave her work briefly to go and breastfeed the baby, and where the baby can sit with the caregiver. The mother must herself also have a balanced diet for her to be able to breastfeed adequately. The food must be of a balanced diet, that it must have all the nutrients.
Places for breastfeeding mothers and also for small children, so that when you leave home, we are looking at it that we shall provide the caretakers as the accounting. Yes. So that the caretakers will be a county employee. So when you bring up your child, you can go do your business. When you want to breastfeed, you have a place, a clean area to breastfeed your child. And if the child is roughly maybe 1, 2 years, still not going to nursery, then there's a place for playground with necessary equipment or tools that can help them develop mentally. So that one is in it, and we are looking forward to ensure that it is implemented. We are going to start with the 3 municipalities, yes, markets, and see how the uptake, how it's going to be. And at least we are going to ensure that these children, when they leave this place, they are ready to learn.
Yesterday I was listening to some media radio channel, and the issue was in Makutano Central Province, and it was about children disappearing. And a lot of mothers were actually crying that my child disappeared at this age. Others very young, like one disappeared when the kid was less than 1 year, others 8 years, and most of them disappear when they are coming from school. So they were saying like, this is kuna biashara kwako makutano ya watoto. But we have heard about children disappearing. We are talking about the whole society, the family, caregivers. I want to just ask you, each one of you, to reflect. We come from a rural setting. Have you ever watched children going to school?
CECM'S as a county, what I've picked is there are areas, not only issues of security, a child being stolen, there are issues to do with rape cases, defilement, right?
With efficient transport, we can be able to avoid a number of issues affecting our children, because the so-called predators of the children, with efficient road transport, we can easily avoid their attacks. And of course, access to the ECD centers is key in ensuring that the learning process, bringing children to school and picking them from school is manageable.
I am born and bred in the village. And I think where the problem is on the second tier of the principles. You are talking about family-centered care, a whole society approach, and government approach. What, in my opinion, is lacking is the community approach. I brought in the aspect of saying I'm born and bred in the village, because where I was born, before corporal punishment was abolished, any parent could meet you, and if you make a mistake, they could lie you there and punish you. Any parent could send you. And you are taught that anyone who is older than you who looks like your father is your father. Anybody who looks like the age of your mother is your mother. That is lacking today. So we have confined our kids to our families. They are our kids as their parents. And so they do not have that respect and appreciate that other people have a responsibility over them. And therefore I think we must begin at the government action, but the ultimate goal should be to empower the community to understand that the kids and the children belong to the community.
Kenya has the best policies. Our biggest challenge is implementing these policies. I think within the policies that we already have, we can exist and achieve so much if they are turned from policies to practice. But we are still hanging there in terms of issues of policy. We also need supportive services. Children need to access education. Children need to access health. So these services are there. To what degree are they promoting the nurturing care? And then empowered communities in terms of community groups, in terms of community faiths. Faith is very critical. You see what we are struggling with in Kilifi County, isn't it? Faith is a movement. Is a movement, and we must be able to empower our communities, both groups and faiths, to understand the importance of early childhood development and why it is critical.
What we have done, well written as minutes, the way we go to every group, what he was talking about climate change.
As resolutions.
As the resolutions of this meeting. And what we covered, what we saw, right from the presentations, we do a summary. Then that is written and sent to us, either a soft copy or something like that for action.